Welcome one, welcome all to Crypto and Chill. I am Mike, aka Veteran Crypto, and with me as always on Tuesdays and Friday evenings at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, is Jeff, aka the Blockchain Report. How's it going, brother?
Doing good, man. Had a lunch for my nephew. He graduated high school today. So
nice.
Congratulations, PJ. Yeah, there was like 20 of us at the steakhouse. So, man, we had steak and veggies and cheesecake and and they gave me some truffles, which I have saved.
Shit.
Yeah, it was
like are you talking like the chocolate truffles, or are you talking about like the truffles like the mushrooms?
No, chocolate truffles.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, those dude, I love me. You know what? It broke my fucking
oil
heart. Though. Well, dude, it like broke my fucking heart when I found out that like my favorite, those lint, where they're hard on the outside and they're like all like chocolatey goodness on the inside.
Are they the cherry ones?
No. I don't. Those are the cherry cordials or something like that.
Okay.
These are just like the dark
LINDT, right?
It's like LYNDT,
yeah. The Swiss.
But those things are delightful. But then I fucking recently, I used to eat them all the time, and then I fucking read what's in them, and it's just a ton of fucking like vegetable oil, and that's basically what that ooey gooey goodness on the middle is. It's like chocolate flavoring mixed with like vegetable oil, and I was like, okay.
It's like, can we get some real shit, man?
Right? And they're not cheap. It's like $20 for a bag of them.
Yeah. It's like
you're giving me fillers and bullshit when I'm paying like fucking top shelf pricing for chocolate.
I know, man, and they're getting it from slave labor too, man. All that chocolate, like,
is there like Dutch children? Is there like small Dutch children?
Dude, it's a dark fucking thing. They have like, I watched like a little mini documentary on the chocolate industry, and it's pretty dark, like how they have trafficked, for young kids to work in these areas to get chocolate.
You're talking about like the coca beans and all that.
Coca beans, yeah.
Okay. I thought you meant like making the chocolate.
Oh no, not making. Yeah,
some like twisted Charlie in the Chocolate Factory or something. It's like, no, but I mean that's still terrible. Don't get me wrong, but I was just like, holy shit, they got like kids in a chocolate factory. Like,
that's their Hollywood, puts that shit in the movies, and there's some truth to it.
Right. No, so actually, so yeah.
After seeing this crypto market, we might have to go into some slave labor myself.
Dude, I might. No, dude, it's the markets, man. It's I kind of felt like we needed to do an episode, just kind of talking about, just chill, just freaking. The markets are red. We knew it was coming. I know we've been talking about it. Most of the channels and the other, freaking, news and stuff like that. Everybody's been talking about, Ben Cowan and, freaking all the major players. They've been saying, hey, what's up, Twinkerbell? They've been saying, 54K is 100% on the table. Not for sure, like 95%. That we were going lower because, October is, the bottom. Is if it keeps to the same pattern. October's the bottom. We still got 4 months. So I mean, it was to be expected. And I mean, I had a short in. I made like 35 or 36% profit on a short, just shorting Bitcoin the past like week or two. Yeah, and it's gone lower since I closed it out. I should have kept it open, but it's like I'm following David's lead because he makes good money and I'm not a trader. So, but I opened it, off of his advice on the show. He was talking about it was a bearish pattern and it was like a bear flag. He's like, here's the mast and here's the freaking flag. It's like the channel going up. It looks like a flag. And it's like tightening. The range is tightening. And he's like, yeah, this is a classic bear flag. It's not guaranteed, but good chance it's we're going lower. So I was like, all right, I'll put in like a 2x short. Nothing crazy. I think my liquidation level was like 124,000 or something like that. So, I mean, if I lost my $100 that I put in, I'd make a lot more than that, on the Bitcoin that I hold. So it's almost like he talks about like hedging,
Delta neutral strategy.
Yeah. Just so if it goes lower, with 2, 3, 4x leverage, I make a little chunk of change. I'm still holding my Bitcoin. It's worth less, but I made some profits. And with Bitcoin lower, you can put those profits into more Bitcoin. It's like that's kind of what I'm trying to do. But I started with $100, and I'm going to see what I can turn it into. Either lose it all, or if I can turn it into something substantial. I'm at $134 right now.
Hell yeah!
So we'll see. But
little by little, a little becomes a lot.
I got a couple little things on Arrow. They finished. I'll show it here in a second. But they finished their audits.
Yep.
And they released some information. No, move along. She wants to jump on my lap.
Nothing to see here.
Yeah, nothing to see here. Move along. All right, come here. Come on.
I know mine right on my back. See, right?
Yeah. I know she wants to.
They know.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like they must be related. Come on. All right. So yeah. So no, they finished the audits, and what? I'll just pull it up. Let's see what they have to say. Let me share my
I'm itching for that tokenomics.
All right. Let's see here. We're looking for X. Oh, I thought this was pretty funny.
And too.
These videos where they take the comments on people's posts and turn it into music. He was worried to meet for the first time due to the size of his feet. It's okay, we'll take baby steps. And the guy has like fucking elephant feet. Look at that, dude. I can be fine. That boy gliding. They're gonna save tons of money. They're gonna save tons of money on baby shoes. Either lowercase. A gentle breeze will pop his brother over. He's standing up. And then on business, low tips goes around. He can pick locks with them. Broken walk on eggshell. Hovering on business. How he balance. Some of these posts are just brutal.
Dude, I love when they do that with the music. It's so funny. He can walk on eggshells.
Oh, dude, it's like hilarious. So, oh yeah. Let me actually put this back up.
Oh.
All right. So, I'll play this Canton Network thing in a minute. This was pretty cool. It's a new website, dromos.kitchen. And they're starting to populate it with a lot of really cool data from Aerodrome. So I guess it's going to be like the new official Aerodrome analytics platform. So you don't have to go to, what's it called? Freaking Dune Analytics. Oh. You remember how we used to always go to Dune Analytics to look at the, the epoch, all the epoch data to figure out, what the best
dashboards.
And the best liquidity pools that were paying the best, and things like that. I guess now they're releasing it. I'll pull it up real quick.
That's smart. You get more traffic to the website and stuff. So
absolutely,
it's probably more accurate because it's integrated in their system.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Dune is it can have some lag. It's not quite up to you know, the latest, but
it can be glitchy.
yeah.
I from time to time I was having problems where like sometimes it wouldn't even pull it up for me. It would
Oh yeah.
just it would just
Yep.
error out, and it's like I couldn't get to it. But yeah, I mean this looks like pretty nice. I mean this is all it is so far. Is it has the ignition terminal, the net token value flows, and it just says more coming soon. But you know, you click on it, and it has like the last. This one is for the ignition. You know, their program for the new tokens, and it has all the latest tokens that have been launched via the launchpad or the ignition. So you got Syndicate, Check, Litkey. I forget what this one is, like Summer or something like that. And I think you did a deep dive on Aura, didn't you? AORA.
Maybe. Oh shit. I don't.
I could have swore I saw a thumbnail that you did with that, but anyway. And then this past Wednesday was T, and so
AORA.
what's that?
Oh no,
AORA.
it's AURA. Oh no, exit.
Oh,
No, no, no. Never mind. No.
don't you curse at me. So yeah, no, so I mean, we'll see what it turns into, but not much to look at now. But it's I'm into analytics. I want to see some numbers. I want to be able to track data and make my decisions based off of data. So yeah, anytime I can find a cool place to get accurate analytics, I'm always pretty excited about it. So anyway, just a little something I wanted to share. And where is it at? Oh, here we go. So Arrow, the initial audits for the all-new Arrow platform are complete, and we're excited to share that Sherlock DeFi will be joining Chain Security as an audit partner moving forward. The second phase of audits begin today and are expected to complete on June 19th. More to come, stay tuned. So those that don't know, if I remember correctly, they did a pre-audit. And so they hired like separate firms to do a pre-audit and go through everything. And then now they have this Sherlock DeFi and Chain Security going through and doing the official public one. Is that what you remember as well, or?
Say that again. Which
I said a lot, so never mind.
oh, sorry.
So
I was looking at this Hunter Biden endorsing Hyperliquid article.
oh, gotcha.
Trying to see if it was legit.
Actually, let me follow them. So yeah, basically, it looks like it looks like that the pre audits must have gone well, because like I said, they're rolling into the actual public audits now, and so what was it, June 19th? So let's take a look at the calendar. So exactly 2 weeks.
Yep.
So exactly how long a trip to Mars is.
So I think we'll see the tokenomics after that. That would make sense.
What's that?
We should see tokenomics and stuff right after that too.
I would hope before that. I mean, I've been trying to keep an eye out for I want to wait until there's enough, until there's not a comprehensive, but a good. The word is escaping me right now, but basically where the majority of or the market share of the alpha or the information on the new token and the new platform is out, and then just do a whole episode on it. Like we can just do like an Arrow deep dive, me and you here on the show, and just go over everything. It's like, this is what the tokenomics are going to be. This is what the platform, the functionality it's going to have. This is, the mechanics. They did move away from the VE33 flywheel. This is, the model they're using now, and just go through the whole thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We got to have David on too, so he can poke holes.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. We got to bring the Killjoy in. Friggin', have him. Have him pointing out all the negative things. Negative Nancy. Trying to bring down the group.
Bring down the Arrow Man. Oh yeah, Twinkle Bell. So we had I think 2 or 3 airdrops that totaled in like $4.
Yeah, it just
I'm still doing stuff, but it's just not.
Thank you for calling us out on that, Twinkle Bell. It's
Yeah.
we tried to do it. That was like our first big thing. Is we were going to do airdrops. The money you made from the airdrops, I was going to try to DeFi it, and we were going to see what we could turn it into. And we never got past. It was like step one, and we never got past step one. But we've told everybody from the beginning, we're just documenting our journey, about learning about this stuff. At no point have we claimed that we're like experts and know everything. We know a lot more than most, and I know I'm a lot more knowledgeable now than when we started. I know you are. And I've learned a lot from David. So it's, but we made a lot of mistakes at the beginning. I did. A lot of the stuff that I was doing, I was trying to work those liquidity pools, and I made more than I lost, but it was probably just because of the way that the markets were at the time. We were making what, like 3,000% on Plume at one point.
Yep.
And it was just trending sideways the whole time. It was just trending sideways. So you didn't have a whole lot of impermanent loss or divergence loss. So we at least knew enough to know that.
Yeah, and the airdrop narrative was a big reason, like, why it was a smart move to rebrand my channel, that I had for years, because it was a lot of airdrop hunting and stuff, and it was just dying out, and it wasn't, the same like it was 3-4 years ago. So
oh no, sorry, go ahead.
No, and it's just, you got to adapt or you're gonna die, and that's the way things go, man. I'm focusing on a lot more, not on the airdrop side, but these project deep dives and trying to provide people more value than just airdrop hunting. Because
and that's kind of why we structured the the network like we did, where it's diverse topics. We have the red pill where we're just drinking drinks and talking about controversial or freaking pothead topics like ancient civilizations, or or we're freaking getting all hot under the collar and debating politics. You never know what you're going to get on the red pill. But then you got our crypto channels, you got the music channels, you got the video game channels, you got the homesteading and emergency preparedness channel. We got a little something of everything. So we can't get pigeonholed into a like a narrative. It'd be like having like an NFT channel, like when all the cartoon apes and all that, and it was just dedicated to that, or a metaverse, like just a dedicated metaverse channel. Because you're probably gonna do gangbusters while that's popular, but as soon as that's not the narrative anymore, nobody's gonna be watching.
Yeah, and we all have our own different hobbies and strengths and outside of crypto that can contribute to this. So why not provide value in those areas in one place? It's a smart move because you attract a wider audience, and it's really cool to see and learning from each other too, outside of crypto. So
I've learned a lot from the community in the Discord. I've learned a lot from you. I've learned a lot from David. And I've met some really cool people so far, in crypto, we met each other and, became, like really good friends just over the internet before we even ever met in person. It's like freaking, you get to meet a lot of, a diverse group of people. Cause like I said, you live in the San Francisco Bay Area, you're a hardware engineer, at no point in my life would I probably have, run across you. If I did it just, be in passing. So, David, it's freaking, that just, we're all from like different walks of life and, different occupations. And like I live up in the woods, the middle of nowhere, David's down in Florida, freaking sitting on a beach, you're in the Bay Area and, freaking trying to stay alive in the Socialist Republic of California, spelled with a K.
Oh yeah, working on making my escape.
Oh, I know, right? So to get back to the topic, I mean, really, I just kind of want to talk about, and hopefully David's able to show up. I shot him a text, if he wanted to pop in. But I kind of want to calm people down a little bit, in case you're a little, anxious, a little antsy in the pantsy, because the markets took a dump. I get it. It sucks. You see the value of your portfolio go down. We've all been there. And the people that write it out, if you're in solid assets, if you're, doing your research and you understand at a deep level the assets that you hold, the tokenomics. And I'm not just talking about the circulating supply and the max supply and all that. I'm talking about how the token is used. Is it a utility token? Is it a governance token? Is it just used for voting? That's what governance is. That basically just means that you get to vote on, proposals that are put forward on, how the chain is going to be modified or changed or something like that, or how the protocol is going to be modified or something along those lines. But to be honest, most of them, the majority of the tokens are held by like a foundation or basically the developers of the chain, and so they basically do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to control the network and stuff, especially, man, then that's the whole thing that really opened my eyes to the governance thing. And what was that that we were looking at? The bubble maps.
Yeah,
checking the wallets and making sure that
there isn't like 5 wallets that hold 85% or some shit.
Dude, and that's the importance of these tools. You want to use these tools and stuff like what Arrow's integrating with their dashboards. That's super important if you're going to be investing in these projects, because you want as much data as possible to make your decisions. Yeah, I think it's great what they're doing, and excited to really see what they got with their next platform.
That gave me an idea. Again, I'm gonna see if David could do this. Have a tab on the menu on the website with. I know he's putting a lot of the tools that he's built into a really cool. He was showing it to me today. It's really, really fucking cool. But it's going to have like an AI that basically you can talk to, and it will look at your portfolio and it learns like it's the Hermes AI, so it actually learns. The more that you talk to it and the more that it does, it actually like changes and like updates. But you'll be able to talk to it and say, hey, this is the strategy I'm thinking about doing. This is the amount of liquidity I'm thinking about using. What do you think? And it will actually analyze it and tell you, okay, well, you're putting a little too much of your portfolio, due to your risk profile, how much risk you're willing to take. Your portfolio is going to be lopsided, and you're taking on too much risk. So you might want to scale it down to this amount. Really general stuff like that. But it looks like it's gonna be really cool. But I'm thinking about seeing if he wants to do a page on the website that we can have links to like RWA.xyz and DeFi Llama, BubbleMats.io, the places that we go personally to do the research for the shows and stuff like that. Like the websites we trust, and kind of have like a little bit of a description as to what it is and why we use it.
Dude, that's great, because it will save people from going and just Googling the website in case they don't have it bookmarked, and it's a safe link, it's not malicious. And yeah, no, that's fantastic. I mean, anything to have bookmarks and stuff saved. So
well, I want our website to be a place like a one-stop shop. I don't want it to get to where it's too busy and too much shit, but I want it to be a one-stop shop for people when they're researching. That's why we did the Intel library, where we have all the deep dives with the short videos and the slide decks and all that stuff. We have the DeFi University to where they can learn, and just a safe place for people to come that there's nothing scammy about it. We're not, charging you a bunch of money for everything. It's just come here. There's a ton of stuff you can do on the site, and it doesn't cost you a red cent.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, DeFi University, the newsletter you can get samples of. We got the Intel library. There's the Discord where you can ask advice and talk to me. You can talk to David. Friggin' yeah. I mean, there's just all kinds of freaking value there that doesn't cost you anything. But
yeah, that was a good question, Twinklebell. This AI, where is it hosted, and what about the data? Do you know?
So the AI is just Hermes, but I'd have to ask David like where the AI is actually hosted. I'm wanting to say it's like hosted on Google servers, but as far as the data, it will pull the data from APIs. So it will be pulling it from different exchanges. It will be pulling it from CoinGecko. Maybe it might be pulling it from DeFi Llama, RWA.xyz. Just any website. Any analytics website. It could be a freaking CoinGlass. Any of those. So just anything that has reliable data is what will link to it. And that's where it will look to, basically compile its data. I hope that answers your question.
Cool. Nice. Yeah, man, we've got some. I got a few things that kind of happened this week. I know the whole Cardano.
Carbonzo.
So a couple projects that are shutting down on Cardano.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
4 years. Dude, I wonder how DZ's doing right now.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, man. He's a
I actually messaged Drew. I texted Drew because and it's not a rub it in your face kind of way. I just genuinely want to know if he's okay, because the impression he always gave was he was heavily into Cardano.
Yeah, he's very bullish on it, man. But this is just it's what, down to 15 cents now, I think.
Dude.
Yeah. So Hosky.io, after 4 years of storing for Cardano, they're shutting down. And then Tap Tools. So they do trading on Cardano, token charts, wallet tracking. And after 4 years, they're shutting down.
Let's see.
It's rough, man. It's rough.
It looks like on the day it's up a little bit, but man, talk about a bleed off.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, it's just ugly. Here, let me freaking pull this up real quick. Yeah, look at that chart. So, I mean, back here at the beginning, I mean, it was at like 32 cents, 35 cents. This is back in September of 24.
Sheesh.
So, yeah, I mean, shit, dude. I mean, all the way back in 2024, and then now you go to recently, and it's just been a bleed off. So this is the 1 hour right now. So, I mean, I hope this turns into a freaking bull or something. I don't know. I'm not a TA guy, but I hope it turns into a bullish pattern and something bullish happens with it, because I want everybody to make money in this. I mean, I know that's not possible, but dude, it's just brutal.
No.
So no, and the thing is like the risk reward. Just the reason I never really invested in Cardano is just the risk reward. I didn't see it. The tokenomics suck. There's next to no DeFi on it for being as old of a project as it is. Nothing's being built on it. It's not being utilized for anything. It doesn't generate any profit or fees. It's like all of these things that we preach, here on the channel, it didn't click any of the boxes. Ondo, it's been pumping lately. I've just been I stopped trying to educate people. I just, post a link to our, Intel page on it. But I just keep saying, take profits. Anytime I see a bullish Ondo or XLM post, I'm like, take profits, and I move on. I'm just like, I just, if even one or two people take my advice and at least take some profits, I consider that a victory.
Yep. Yeah, it's deadly out there. And we also got Radiant Capital, which has been around for a number of years. They did have an exploit in 2024, so a little over a year and a half ago, and now they have no viable path forward. So, and it's built on layer 0. So, and yeah, I actually had like a couple $100 invested in it years ago, but I took it out and didn't really use it much. That was like one of my first exposures to looping in DeFi. And yeah, so they're shutting down, and I think every week there's at least a couple protocols that are shutting down. And I've been predicting this for a few years now. Like it's gonna come where all these layer 2s and DeFi protocols and shit are just gonna die off. And here it is. And oh yeah, I thought this was funny. Lily Phillips, Michael Saylor stealing her idea, fucking $100.
Yeah, I know. I showed that on the node this morning. It's like she's pissed off because Saylor took her idea of fucking millions of men in a 24-hour period. Yeah.
And I don't know, I just saw this, earlier, well, after we got on the show, but Hunter Biden, it says he endorses Hyperliquid, but he doesn't say anything about Hyperliquid. So he actually said fiat is a sham, the banking class is corrupt, decentralized digital currency and the blockchain are the inevitable future, and the incumbents will fight it to the death. So there's nothing that says, Hyperliquid is the way to go.
He would know. He would definitely know if it's all a sham, and he was doing lines of coke in the White House.
Yeah, man. Oh, so they found cocaine in the White House. Whose was that? I don't know.
Right? It's like, yeah, they like, it was, yeah, they were always finding fucking drugs in the White House, but nobody wanted to come out and say it was Hunter Biden. There's like, there was some drugs found. We don't know whose it was.
He's over there in the White House too. Like, you can't tell me that they didn't catch anything on camera. I don't know. Hey, nothing to see here. Look at it. Look over there.
Yeah, moving right along. So it's. I think that I mean, there's going to be a lot more of this. I think a lot of projects. A lot of this vaporware. That is in existence, because I mean, shit. What do we got? What is the count now? 51.82 million different crypto tokens. I mean, there's got to be a culling. I mean, that's fucking ridiculous, dude. 52 million different tokens.
Now, how many of that is just those bullshit meme coins that people have just...
Probably the majority.
But it still takes liquidity away from other projects. Yeah. We talked about that not long after we started the show. It's like, guys, it just spreads everything out, and you're not going to see these crazy altcoin season like we have in the past.
No, because everyone's swinging for the fences. They're everybody's putting $100 into a meme coin. Treating it like a lottery ticket.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you spread the liquidity out, but the other big thing is though, is a lot of people, they buy into that shit and then they lose their money and they're like, oh, crypto's a scam. It's like, no, you just bought a lottery ticket and didn't win. That's what it is. You're gambling. You're not investing in the tech. You're not investing in a business. You invested in a lottery ticket. You know what you bought. And so
seriously, yeah.
yeah,
Don't get butt hurt.
yeah,
You're an adult. You're an adult.
exactly. You're an adult. You freaking did enough research to figure out how to turn your fiat into a meme coin. It's you could have done a little bit more and figured out that you're freaking rolling the dice.
And
But
it's gone.
you're playing 3-card mommy. You're like, keep your eye on the queen. Keep your eye on the queen. But that on the website, having a website or a web page for the tools and the websites that we use, and then also I was thinking about oh shit, I totally forgot what I was going to say. Never mind.
The AI.
No, there's nothing like that. It wasn't anything important. I'll remember. I'll bring it back up. But so what else you got?
Yeah, Nick Dunn. I can't tell you how many times I've lost 100 on a shit coin. Call mom. Yes.
But in people's defense, it's probably a lot better chances than playing the lottery. You put even $10, and some of these freaking meme coins, when they first come out, when they're like fractions of a cent, and then they go to like a nickel, or 10 cents, and 100x or more, you can, as long as there's the liquidity, you can cash out. Because I mean, I've opened my wallet before, and it says like $8 billion, and for a split second, I like almost fucking shit myself, and I'm like, oh wait, and I look at the the asset that has the the $8 billion in it, and it's like freaking freaking tongue you from behind coin or something like that,
Oh
and
God.
friggin', and it's like, okay, there's no liquidity. So yeah, you have that much, worth the tokens, but you can't cash it out because there's no friggin' liquidity available.
Dude, a lot of people have been fucked so hard on that. They look at their wallet like, oh, I have $10,000, but there's
They
no
try to
liquidity.
cash it out.
Oh, dude, because you've already spent that money in your head, and you're like, yeah, I got it. Oh,
Yeah.
nope.
Well, and a lot of times, freaking, they have malicious code. Whenever you connect your wallet and you go to a place that supposedly you can cash out, you connect your wallet and stuff, and it drains your wallet.
Yeah, that's why you gotta make sure that you do your research, man. Find those contract or safe places that, or what, I forget what tool it is that has a way you can paste the contract address in, and it can see if it'll analyze it to see if it's malicious or not. I forget which tool it is, but
You're being watched.
I know. She's like, yeah. So CoinGecko updated their Zcash max supply to question mark.
Oh shit! Whoa, whoa, fuck! That's another one, dude.
Oh,
Brutal.
dude, what is it at right now? Oh, okay, it's back up to 390. But God, look at that wick, man, down to 250.
Dude, I wish I need to start doing it. I always think about doing it and I end up not doing it. Whenever we see a lot of these news, like Cardano with Charles having the meltdown and saying he quits or whatever, and Zcash, the AI finding the where it could potentially have been exploited to mint a bunch of Zcash, but since it's private, they don't know. Um, Yeah, it's just,
Yep.
if you short something, like as soon as you hear that, and then just fucking make a quick like 30% or 40% and just cash out. I mean, that's what we need to start doing.
Yeah, it's the emotions though, man. It's the emotions.
No, exactly. Nick Dunn.
Limit
If
orders.
you're buying or selling, limit orders. But I wouldn't want to buy into Zcash or Cardano. So
No.
I wouldn't want to do a limit order. It's like what I'm looking at doing is shorting or longing. If you catch the news early enough and you hurry and put a short in and it dumps 20, 30, 40, 50%, and while it's doing it, you're shaving profits. And yeah, and then just fucking get out and wait for the next bad news.
Yeah, and Canton, I mean, hell, that seems to be the most stable. I mean, it's acting like a stable coin right now.
Fucking rock solid, dude. I want to find a fucking liquidity pool that has some decent yield on it for Canton. Because, dude, I mean, look at that.
Yep. Yeah. Because that's what, I mean, Plume was great because it would just range in that 4 or 5 cent range area and it like printed
For like 2-3 months.
Yep.
And like for I think like a month and a half of it, we were like making like 3,000%.
It was crazy.
Yeah. And then and then it dropped off and it was like between 100 and 300. And then it just went to shit after that. But dude, for those couple of months, I mean, I made like $7,000 or something like that I reinvested back into crypto. My brother Taylor, he made like 30 grand off of it.
Yep. Yeah. Taylor made a killing, dude. He was like flabbergasted. He's like, how is this possible?
Oh, dude. No, yeah, he was like freaking like for a while, for a couple of weeks. He was like, okay, dude, what's the next one? Okay, dude, what's the next one?
He was cracked out.
Oh, dude, he was like on meth. He was fucking constantly like getting a hold of me. What's your next magic? What's the next one? And I'm like, dude, that we just got lucky with that one. It's we know some stuff to look for, but it's not like we just pull one of those once a week or some shit. It's like it's like you just kind of they happen, and when they do, you just got to capitalize on them. And like
that's why it's important to know this stuff beforehand, so you're not going to play catch up. It's like take advantage of some of these free educational courses that we have on our website because you'll be ready, you'll be prepared, and then when you see stuff like the Canton or find liquidity pools like that, you know how to enter them, the strategy and what to look for. Because if you try and get in and learn on the fly, you're gonna get wrecked.
Well, and a lot of Plume, I mean, all of it was you, because you're the one that turned me onto it, turned me onto the program, and then. And the reason is because you were doing the airdrops, the early projects, and so you were able to find that, and so we were able to get in early, and so there's all kinds of promotions going on to bootstrap liquidity, and all these things they were getting people to do to earn points for the Plume airdrop that ended up going horribly. But I digress.
10 years later.
Dude, it went on for like a year and a half. It had people jumping through hoops forever, and then gave them like next to nothing. But that was terrible. That was a PR nightmare. But so yeah, I mean that's why I really want you to start running your deep dives for the blockchain report, and starting to post those on the website. I've been trying to do like 2 a day.
Yeah. I know.
But yeah, if you can do like the 3 a week, just from your shows, and just post those, that would be freaking awesome, because then we can get that library filled up nicely.
Yeah. I was trying to get on the other day. I I didn't have the right login credentials. So I have those now, and I'll be able to do them. I'm going to be cranking out videos tonight and this weekend so I can get ahead of the next couple weeks, because I'll be packing next week and
Oh
moving
yeah,
next
moving
weekend.
and moving. Yeah.
And yeah, I want to make sure that I have everything out ahead of time. So,
Well, if you need some help, let me know.
oh yeah, I'll be good, because I don't have, thankfully I don't have a ton of shit. And next Sunday I'll have like 8 or 9 people coming to help me move. So we'll move it all in one haul, man. Just fucking get it out, get it done. And what up, Scoop? But
That's Scotty D.
Scotty D. Yeah, I'm actually next Saturday. Well, the dude that I was in the band with. Yeah, real men movement.
Dude, that's what I did.
Oh,
Friggin' dude, I moved all my furniture, everything. Freaking dude, I moved that massive safe that I have in my closet.
oh,
I moved that fucking by myself, like out of the
oh.
back of my truck, onto the porch, through the house, back into the back room.
Ooh.
Fucking dude, that thing's like at least 800 pounds.
Oh yeah, I can
And
imagine.
it's not like I picked it up and walked it. I fucking laid cardboard down and basically slid it the whole way. But but still, if I could
Well, how'd you
having
get it
like
out of your truck?
I had to I backed up to the
Plywood?
porch. I
Oh,
backed up
you
to the porch,
okay?
and I mean there were some spots that I had to lift it, but
Yeah.
freaking I had a strap under it, and I put the strap like over my shoulders so I could use my legs and freaking
Okay. Yep.
But yeah, it was quite the task. Freaking
Nah, that's, oh yeah, that
well,
when
you
you
got to
got
get
heavy shit like
creative.
that.
Well, you
Yep.
got to get creative when you fucking live in the middle of nowhere by yourself.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you. I was thinking about that earlier. Like, how did you get all that shit moved? Being out in the, and where did you have it when you were living in the tent?
I had a storage unit, so I
Okay.
moved it from that old house that I had into a storage unit, and then I moved it from the storage unit into the cabin, and then like
Okay.
that massive dining room table,
Yeah.
I just picked that up in one big one piece. I just and freaking had it on my back like over my shoulder, and just
Yep.
like walked it through the door, just fucking leaned down and moved it around, and it's just yeah, you just either muscle it or you figure shit out.
So you built the pyramids?
I might have. I think I might have in another life. I might have built the pyramids. But
Aha, we figured it out.
the thing is if you don't, nothing gets done.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Be resourceful, man. That's that. I think it's really important. It's a lost art that kids nowadays don't really
Oh
have
yeah,
to. They're not forced into figuring shit out. It's like,
yeah. As soon as something's uncomfortable, they like give up on it.
yeah. Oh, my little brother was saying he like yelled at his son for something, and he just immediately broke down crying, and he sat him down. He's like, if you're gonna act like that, life's gonna be real tough for you.
You No, dude. I mean, probably one of the best things that I ever did was join the military. I mean, I was pretty resilient before, but dude, going in the military, man, you learn to have a thick skin. There's not much that's gonna bug you, when it comes to words. Somebody yelling, somebody making fun of your mom or making fun of you or what. You're just like, and it's like, and that's the best you got. Shit,
Hmm.
it's like again, yeah. No, but
uh,
I think the world would be a much better place if people got some thicker skin.
yeah. Yeah, and then when you face shit like this, these pullbacks in the market, you can handle it
Exactly.
better. You're not
Very,
crying
very,
and
very good segue back to the topic. Yeah, no, it really is. Being resilient psychologically. And we talk about it in emergency preparedness. In the DeFi University course, We talk about mental resilience. We talk about, the psychological aspect of investing, and how to prepare your mind for the roller coaster of fucking emotions that you're probably going to have. Because when you first get into crypto, I did it. You're always checking your portfolio balance. You have it built out on Coin Market Cap or CoinGecko or wherever, and you're opening your wallet, whatever it is that you do to check. And if you hear that the markets are moving, you're like, am I rich yet? Am I rich yet? Am I rich yet? Everybody fucking does it. And yeah, when you see that, like today, a lot of these fucking drop like double digits. Some of them close to triple digits.
Oh yeah, yeah. You don't have to go crying. I need to see my therapist. I need
There's
my
no safe space.
Nope. There's no crying
safe
closet.
Space in crypto. There's no crying in crypto.
Hell no.
What was that with Tom Hanks and the girls' baseball team, A League of Their Own, or something like that?
Oh yeah, the old '90s movie with the girls baseball.
It's a historical event. It's based loosely on history. When all the men went off to war during World War II, there was really no men's baseball because they were all deployed and shit.
Oh.
And so they had women's leagues, and they went around. And but yeah, one of the women on the movie, she starts crying, and he's like this old drunk baseball player that they hired to be the coach, and he's like, "There's no crying in baseball."
That's right. That's what that was from. Damn. I saw that movie when I was a kid.
Yeah, it was a pretty good. David said he was jumping on in a minute. We'll see if he makes it. Oh, there he is.
Damn. Speaking of the devil.
I invoked David. I was like, David was supposed to show up, but we'll see if he does. And it was like, I said David into a mirror 3 times. I was like, David.
Dude, I've been working all day, man. When I get like focused on something and I really want to get that thing done, I'll just go, man.
Yeah.
You know? So I want to share with you guys what I've been doing.
Flow state.
This next level shit right here. Let me share this shit.
That's mine.
So we got a couple of things. Number one, let me just start with the architecture, okay? And then we'll go from there. And then I'll show you guys the actual product. So check this out. I call it right now, it's just the MVP. So I just wanted to stitch everything together just to make it work, to prove the concept. And I did that yesterday and today, finished building the MVP today. So this is, I'm calling it right now the trader's game plan, but I don't know, I'm thinking like, I'm going to call it something else at some point. So this is what it does. There's 3 phases. So it's an app that you go to, and I can show you what the app looks like. It's right here. So this is the app. So you go to this app, and there are 3 steps: plan, execute, improve. It's AI guided the entire way, and it's for GMX and Hyperliquid. So, but it's all built on top of the logic from the newsletter. All of those APIs, there's like 20 of them pulling data twice a day, every day, and also a Hermes agent. So this is something really, really cool. So let me bring it back on over here to just the steps. So step 1 is plan. So you basically like interview yourself. You say, hey, I've got an idea. This is what it is. You say, I want to trade Google, and you select the Google market on Hyperliquid. And you say, I want to trade Google. I want to be long Google. And the AI is going to pull all this data, and it's going to then take a look at the chart and analyze the chart based on like 5 different indicators that I like to use. And then it's going to give you a couple of different trade ideas. And it's going to say, okay, you could be long Google with this amount of leverage and this stop, and you would have this expected value. And based on the size of your portfolio, you should use this amount of capital. And then you execute. And after you execute, because you connect your wallet to this thing, I can show you right here. You connect your wallet to it. It can view your positions on Hyperliquid and GMX, but it's view only.
Yeah,
So it
I
it
remember I
can't.
asked that earlier.
Right.
It's because I mean, even with the way me and you are, is we're like, I don't want to connect my wallet to something if I don't have to, or I don't want to freaking give any permissions.
Right. So you don't do any of that. It's view only, so that it can see
that's what I was getting at.
what your positions are.
Yeah,
so
that was my
let me.
about this is it's read only, right? And you're like,
yeah. So it's not fucking signing in. Damn it, dude.
Scotty's asking, have you integrated your AI platform in TradingView yet?
So I'm gonna figure out how to do that. But so I just logged in, and right now it's showing me hallucinated data again, I think. Oh no, this is GMX. Here's Hyperliquid. Is it going to show? Yeah. So this is that hot wallet that I've been working with Ellie. That's the one that I connected here. So on GMX, it can see just the couple of 4 trades that I've entered, P&L, win rate. Okay, Hyperliquid, 3 trades, P&L, win rate. Awesome. So it can see my performance on Hyperliquid and GMX all time. And that's super important because it needs your win rate to be, and it needs to be able to see your positions once they're open. Because remember, if I click on new trade right here, you say, okay, here's my trade idea. Maybe I want to trade on GMX. I want to trade uni on GMX. I don't. So maybe over here on Hyperliquid, I want to trade, tokenized stocks on Hyperliquid. So I search for Google. Okay, awesome. Here's Google. So I want to trade Google, and I want long Google. Okay, and then
Google.
Yeah, and then you hit begin technical screening. Now, this isn't wired up yet, but that's what I'm working on tonight, is wiring this part up. So after you present your trade idea, it puts you through the interview phase. The interview phase is asking you a handful of questions about your portfolio size.
What is your favorite color?
Yeah, it needs.
What is the airspeed of an unladen swallow?
It's fucking awesome, dude, because it's a Hermes agent running this. So, and it remembers. So when you log in, your account gets like some compute from the agent. So after you tell it, hey, I want to be long Google, it's going to take a look at all of the data that comes in from the newsletter APIs, all those free APIs that build the newsletter. It's going to be like piggybacking on top of that. So that's why I've been working on fixing up the newsletter APIs to make that really nice. Haven't quite gotten that dialed in yet, but pretty close. And then, So after you tell it, hey, I want to be long Google, then it's going to begin the technical screening, and it's going to then present a couple of trade ideas to you, and it's going to ask you a handful of questions, and then it's going to show you your risk metrics. So it's going to say like, hey, you can enter this position with this size, with this leverage, with this stop and this TP, and it's going to give you a couple of different trade that you can potentially enter. You select the trade that you want.
All this talk about positions and sizes.
Yeah, and then so after you enter a trade, you got to journal about it. So in the journal section, you can see that.
Diary.
Yeah, exactly.
$300 today. Yeah. I didn't know that
exactly,
there was a on the dev team, and I lost everything.
So you got to journal about it, because like otherwise, when you fuck up, you won't learn anything.
Yeah.
And by journaling about it, also the Hermes agent for your account learns about you. So you journal about it after every entry, and then after you enter a position, then the Hermes agent right here, which is basically like running the entire backend for every account, the Hermes agent, which has access to your wallet and your Telegram, meaning like it can view the positions that you've got on in your wallet, and you can connect multiple wallets. So like I set this up where you can connect more than one wallet if you want to, trade on a bunch of different exchanges from a bunch of different wallets, and you want to see everything in one place, you can do that. So let's say that, I go back to my account right here. you can
I need to
talk
have
to
it so
this
it can
thing.
connect to my OnlyFans, so I can have the revenue from my OnlyFans channel go into my wallet.
Yeah. So check this out right here. You can connect your Telegram. So when you connect your Telegram, then here, like, generate the link, open in Telegram, and okay, I just started it. So I don't know if it's going to work right now live, but we'll see. We'll see. I hit /start. So I don't think that I don't think it's working right now. But
Yeah, I mean, you're like freaking still working on this thing. It's
I'm 24 hours in. I literally had this idea yesterday morning. So, you connect I had this working earlier. You connect your Telegram, and then you can talk to the Hermes agent. Once it's connected, you see where it said Telegram. Yeah, you can talk to it in Telegram. And, after you open a position, you can ask it stuff about your position. But because it is connected to your wallet and it can see your open position on Hyperliquid or GMX, it's going to tell you stuff about your open positions. So let's say that you got like an
your
open
position is ugly. Your position's stupid.
So, but check this out though. Imagine, dude, imagine
in Zcash.
right. Exactly. That's exactly what it'll do. Because
I mean, if it sends you, if it's able to alert you, and like you get a notification,
yes,
you get a message, and it's like, hey,
yes,
Zcash is dumping, or hey, some fucking shitty ass news came out about Zcash, you might want to
exactly
that
right. That's exactly right. Yeah. So that's exactly what it's going to do.
It watches the markets when you can't. If
exactly
you're
right.
If you're living life or whatever, you're fucking
you
in
got,
a business
and you
meeting.
got positions on. You got positions on, and you're out, moving and shaking, and all of a sudden some shit hits the fan.
October 10th.
You get a notification on your Telegram.
You're sitting in like a meeting at work or something like that. And it's like ping, and you get a message like, "Oh, this is I was expecting some news from my doctor. If you'll excuse me for a second, and you can go out and you can hurry and fucking close some shit out."
Yeah, man. And so after you close a position, let's say that a position gets closed because you hit a TP. Well, it's going to know that. And so it'll send you an alert and be like, hey, nice trade. You hit your take profit. And if you get stopped out, it'll tell you that too. And it's going to prompt you to journal about it. So after every trade gets closed, whether it's a winner or not, you're going to journal about it. And it remembers everything. So
I'm sad.
yeah. So, but this is this is the plan, man. It's basically like having once it's all done, I think I'll probably be done with it over the weekend. Like the progress that is being made so fast, man. Like, so by the time I'm done with this thing,
you almost got the CRM dialed in.
CRM looks pretty damn good. Yeah. So, but right here, you have your idea. It then, gives you a bunch of potential trades through the technical screening. And then it asks you a bunch of questions. It shows you your risk, like telling you like, hey, you could enter this position with this stop, with this TP and this size. And then you journal about it, and then you execute, and then it monitors. And then when you close, whether for a win or a loss, then you journal about that. And then you learn, and it learns. And so, yeah, man. And it tracks everything too. So you can see your performance in one dashboard. I haven't gotten to the dashboard yet, but I'm just working on the flow. Idea, interview, risk, journal, ready. That's it. So it's really, really simple flow. But then you've got this agent that you can talk to. So like, let's say that you want to talk to an agent about a potential trade idea that you have, and it's got a universe of 300 items. So there's only 300 things you can trade basically. So, or talk to it about. But yeah, man. So that's what I've been building. It's pretty cool.
Well, as it evolves, it needs to turn into like a video chat with like a hot chick. It will sell like hotcakes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, no, for sure. I mean, this is just like, the MVP just to throw something together. So I know okay.
I'm just joking. I'm just because sex sells. So, if you can have a hot girl, that's like the video chat agent.
I think you need to invest in
Cardano. Later on, and, it could be like a virtual girlfriend / investing expert.
Yeah. I mean, so this is what I plan to do with this thing is fund an account, and then I'm going to trade live. I'm going to show this thing off and use it live and enter positions live, and then throw a dashboard link up on the node.pro, so people can like see the performance of it. And yeah, man, that's what I'm going to do.
Fuck yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, we were no time in the near future, but we had that idea. I think we talked about it before. It's just low on the list, but having a page on the website that basically has like links to like all the different tools that we use, like DeFi Llama and all that, because you're always talking about how people should bookmark them and not like go to Google and things like that. So basically, it's a place that people could go and like know they're clicking on a clean link.
That's a good idea.
And just have like bubblemaps.io and just
if you guys put together a list of like your favorite tools, then yeah, I can totally build something that looks cool.
All right, yeah, I'll start working on that. Maybe I'll put that together tonight. But yeah, and then just like the different tools. I know that you've built out a lot of tools that and maybe what you're building now will make that redundant.
Yeah, so this is really like taking a lot of that stuff and just putting it all together.
That's kind of what it seemed like, and so
yeah.
The other thing I was thinking about putting some of those tools, but yeah, if you're putting it together in that nice package that you just went over, then that's not something we want to do. So yeah, I'll get together a list of websites.
Yeah, so I mean, I hope this thing works. I think it is. Like, I think it's going to work, man.
But this definitely, I mean, this with with some of the other stuff, I mean, there's going to have to be some sort of cost to it. I mean, this is something that's going to be paid. But the thing is though, is that I'm going to be using, like, the goal here is by the end of the weekend to have this thing done and like version 1.0 shipped to the point where like I can start to use it. And then I just want to start using it live. Let's do this. Like, whenever you feel that it's solid enough that that we could put it out with like a disclaimer that hey, this is a beta test, and make sure that you double check the data, and it's not financial advice, all that kind of stuff. Maybe just do it like for $1 a month or something like that. Just to gauge the the interest in it, and they help us beta test it, and then whenever it's fully ready to roll out, the people that have been helping us beta test it, then they get it at a discounted price for as long as they want. Is that something that we could do?
No way. Dude,
No?
so much work goes into building this thing, and it's going to be expensive to run. So
okay.
with a bunch of users on this, like, I can't do like $1 and discounted rate. I was thinking,
no.
Like,
I mean, just at the beginning to help beta test it, to get a couple of people.
But I don't think that would help me though. Like, having a bunch of people using it for no money and giving me feedback would literally just be overwhelming. And like, it wouldn't. Yeah, no, that I hear you. But no way, dude. Like, once this is like ready to go, like hopefully by Sunday, by the end of the day Sunday, because I've just kind of been obsessed with this. Like, I want a co-pilot. I want someone that I can talk to about trades, that knows more than me, that's also a quant, that's gonna fucking like say, hey, if your portfolio is $5,000 and
what am I chopping in on? You can't call me.
Well, but like, you're not going to tell me my fucking expected value.
I'm not going to know more than you.
You're not going to be like, so if you got a $5,000 account, you probably want to risk like $150.
I'm not,
and that means based on the volatilities and the fucking the woo. Like, you're not going to.
If you want to learn how to shoot guns, or you want to know how to survive like a bad situation, or you want to friggin' fitness tips, or something like. I'm your guy. I'm not the advanced fucking technicals guy.
Yeah. So this thing is, if I sign out, and just to get back to the homepage, it's meant to be a risk officer. It's meant to be like your co-pilot who is a risk officer with his finger on the pulse of everything going on across 300 different markets every day, twice a day. Knows what's going on, can see your positions, can see Hyperliquid and GMX, all the markets there, and is going to be able to tell you like, hey, if you want to get long Google, this is what you do. And then it follows you, watches your trading, tracks everything, remembers everything, and reads your journal. So it's going to like get to know you, and you can talk to it in Telegram. So like, yeah, I'm just going to basically show this off for like the first couple of weeks, and then maybe we'll build a wait list. That would be it. Because with a wait list, assuming this all works, and publish the portfolio and the equity curve is up and to the right, then people are going to want to use this. I want this for myself, but I think people are going to want to use it if it works. So like maybe have a wait list, and then once it's like ready to go, then people can try it out.
I mean, that's kind of what I was getting at with the the $1 a month or something like that would be like a wait list, and then like if you end up charging like $100 a month for it, then those people get it for like $90 or maybe $80 or something.
So what I've got to do is I've got to like model how much it'll cost under certain numbers of users.
Like I said, I was just batting ideas around.
Yeah, but I want people to be able to use it, and I want it to work. And like, there's no other tool that you can use right now that's like a real co-pilot like this that walks you through everything and tracks all of your stuff in your wallet, your real positions, real time. There's nothing that does this.
Can you get it to where like when they log on and stuff, that they get like positive affirmation, like you're a wonderful person.
Yeah. Yeah. You could. I could do that. I could totally do that. Yeah. Although that would really piss me off though. Like
it would be too.
Yeah, like if I just had a really,
don't coddle me, Hermes.
If I had a really bad day trading and it's just like, you're beautiful, I'd lose my mind. So but no, this is going to be cool as fuck. I think it's going to work. And it really just, it depends on the newsletter APIs. I got to get those fucking newsletter APIs. Dude,
I'll be honest. I just enjoy how excited you get over, all these, different ideas that you get. Every once in a while, it's like I give you like a little nudge on like, hey, pay more attention to this for a minute. It's like, and then you're like a squirrel, a squirrel on crack. You'll like come up with some awesome idea, and you'll fucking go on a binger for like
9 hours, 12 hours, and just fucking get exhausted and irritable and just But yeah, man, like this is cool. This is cool as fuck.
Well, it was cool listening to you freaking talking about how since you were up here that you had kind of stopped drinking, laid off drinking, and stopped with the smoking, and that you were working out. And dude, that's fucking awesome, dude.
I've been feeling a lot better, dude, and I've been losing weight again. I'm still like addicted to nicotine. I've got this fucking vape, but aside from that, like doing a lot better.
You made a lot of very positive changes very quickly. Fucking sucking on some nicotine, until you get those other ones fucking dialed in. You're killing it, dude.
Yeah.
So check it out. The key with this thing is discipline, right? Like if you don't repeat a system that gives you some type of edge over and over and over without deviating, then you're literally gambling, But if you have a system and you follow that system over and over and over again, then if you've got even a small edge, let's say that your win rate is 55-45. Like say your win rate's 55%. I
prefer to call it a regiment.
There you go. There you go, man. Let's say that you got a win rate in this example is 55%. That's like you're just a little bit better than 50-50. If you can just have a tool like this that helps you make sure that your winners are a little bit bigger than your losers, then you make money over time every fucking week, every month.
Well, the reason is because you can't have inconsistent, like use inconsistent actions and have a predictable outcome. So you can't be all over the place with, and you're not going to be able to analyze, anything that you're doing, because you have to have consistency to be able to have a quantifiable, result. You need to be, do the same thing for a measured thing for a measured period of time, and you analyze it, and then you change up something and try to accomplish the same thing, and you see the result that tweak had on the end result. And then that's how you refine a process to where you get it to where it's boiled down into something that is profitable for you. But
that's exactly what this is.
Yeah, but the first step is you need a tool, either through discipline and a pad of paper, or electronic tools and AI, to be able to chart and gather the data, the journal, all these different data points, so that you can, again, like you said, the AI does it for you, looks back over it,
and it says, remembers all your shit.
Exactly. And so it can say the last three times that we saw this set up, this is how it turned out. This is what you did, and this was the end result. That is either a good result or a bad result. And so if it's a bad one, we're not going to do that again. If it's a good one, all right, let's try that again.
And it forces you to journal. So the first step is plan. Okay, so there's an interview and a risk gate. So you submit your trade idea, like I want to be long Google. You answer an AI-driven set of quantitative questions. You get an expected value and a Kelly-sized risk report before you commit. And then you commit, you execute, and you journal. So you've got to first pass the pre-trade journal gate. So you've got to journal about your idea and the trade that you're about to enter and your thesis before you enter it. And then after you put it on, you make that commitment, then you're good. Now you just supervise. And so it's going to track your R multiples. You're going to receive alerts about your trade or trades that are open through Telegram. You can talk to it through Telegram. And then once a position is closed, then you journal about that. And you say, okay, I hit my stop loss. What happened here? All right, well, I followed my system and I got stopped out. Okay, great. Or I hit my take profit. Okay, what happened with this? Well, I followed my system and I hit my TP. Awesome. And then it remembers all of this.
So Scotty's saying, I guess the reason that he was brought up TradingView is he says you should integrate it into there so it can back test its strategy, or have it paper trade to test and learn. It can track and reflect on its progress.
So I hear what he's saying. Now, there is no strategy because you have to go to it with an idea. It is not a bot that's going to trade for you.
Exactly.
It can't trade for you. It is a co-pilot that you use to discover your style. So it's based on you at the end of the day. But
so it's back testing you.
Yeah, well, I mean, so what it's also doing though is it's giving you signals. So let's say that I want to be long Google. Well, what it's going to do is it's going to pull data, a shit ton of data. It's going to analyze it, but it's also going to look at a chart, and it's going to apply 5 different indicators to a chart, the 5 indicators that I use. And it's going to say, based on the chart, based on the news, like, hey, these are, the types of positions that you could enter, or don't enter this position. Not good. So it's not going to tell you what to do, but it's going to give you a signal. And then because it's an agent and it remembers everything you've ever done, you can talk to it.
It's going to wink at you, or it's going to,
Well, I mean, it's
going to look coyly over its shoulder and bite its lip.
I mean, so how many times have you wanted to open a position, open a trade, right? And you just start second guessing yourself. Have you ever done this where, you're like, oh man, I've got to get long. I've got to buy this thing.
Every trade I get in, I feel like that. I'm always like, fuck. All right.
So, but imagine if you completely eliminate that, because that's not even in your mental at all. The only thing that matters is, okay, I'm following this plan. This is my fucking Kelly. This is my risk size. Here's my TP. Here's my stop. here's my thesis going in. I journaled about it. Oh, I hit my TP. Okay, great. Here's my win rate. Like, here's my expected value. Like, there's no emotion at all. There's no second guessing at all. It's just like purely like cold and disciplined and just like, here's the system and you stick to it and that's it.
So it's like being married.
Whatever
cold,
that's like. Yeah. Yeah. You got a cold system, you know? That's what it's all about, I think. So
she's cold as ice.
I think this is cool as fuck, man. I gotta get this thing done, dude. It's gonna be so good, man. Because on Hyperliquid, you guys, like, there's a whole universe of shit that we can trade on Hyperliquid, like off of our DeFi wallets, and we can hedge funding rates using Boros. Like, we're no longer stuck trading fucking just crypto. We can trade all sorts of stuff now. So, you know, and I updated the newsletter too. So the newsletter has, it's a watch list of 300 items now, the newsletter. So, yeah, man, it's gonna be cool.
That's powerful.
I hope so.
All that value, man, providing value here.
I hope so, you know.
Oh, Scoop Boy, does Trader's Game Plan pull information from the reports you created?
Oh, you're talking about the deep dives.
No, it doesn't. The deep dives, they're like their own standalone thing.
Yeah, it basically there need to be like an API or something like that that allowed it to communicate. Yeah,
I wouldn't even want to, because they hallucinate sometimes.
I honestly, I think it's just better to go, you know, either watch those on the show or, you know, go over them. You know, if you're thinking it, like if you use the tool that you're building to, for some position that you're thinking about getting into, you know, part of that should be doing your due diligence and, you know, looking over the tokenomics and, you know, understanding at a deep level, you know, what it is that you're investing in, you know, to freaking make sure it ticks all the boxes. That was the other thing that I was thinking about earlier. We need to come up with our checklist. You know how we keep talking about, you know, having the checklist, you know, like the different aspects of the tokenomics, you know, that, for projects, you know, that,
that so, you know, what we could do, we could give it a ranking. We could give each project its tokenomics a ranking.
Maybe that's what we do. Like at the end of each show, you know, like what we'll do is we'll do a vote. And like, you know, you'll say, okay, well, I give it an 8. And I'll be like, well, I give it a 5. And then so like we do the average or something like that. And maybe we get Jeff.
I think that's a great idea. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Or maybe we can put like, you know, David's ranking, Mike's ranking, Jeff's ranking, and then the average. And then over time, we can, you know, people can look at it and be like, all right, who called it? You know, Zcash. Mike said it was a 9. You know, it's like it was a 2.
It's a 0, man. It's
right?
A 0.
Right?
Yeah, it's
that'd be kind of fun.
It's an imaginary number.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What comes after 0?
Well, I mean, I think people who hold Zcash are going to find out pretty soon. But Scotty D is saying that you know, to tag the reports so that we can search them. Yeah, that's on the roadmap for sure. Be able to tag the reports so that people can search for them a little bit better. Once we get a lot of them in there, I need to like figure out some type of system for organizing them so you can search them. I mean, you can search right now just by name, but maybe like you want to look just at RWA protocols or something or whatever. Yeah.
Probably the easiest way to do that would just be to put a meta tag on each of them. You know, like
I built that in. We can do that.
Yeah, and then basically you just have a button where you can sort, you know, RWA plays, or, you know, if it's, you know, cross border payments, or, you know, whatever. Because we'd already talked about having one for protocols and one for, you know, like actual like blockchains. And so you know, basically just be like another category.
Yeah, no, I think it's I mean, look, everything's looking good, man. When I look at the website, like, it's just getting better and better. And I don't know if you noticed, but on the newsletter page on the website, I put a ticker up on the top there. So it looks that looks pretty cool for sure.
Yeah.
I'll bring it up.
And then when you generate the newsletter now on the preview, you'll be able to see that you can select a dozen assets, and so if you see there's the ticker up there, and so you can select a whole bunch of stuff now. So like maybe you want to select whatever so I haven't quite nailed down all the rest of it, but just select a bunch of random stuff, like not crypto. Select more than just crypto, like take a look at commodities or
fucking Tesla, Nvidia. All right.
Yeah, and then pop in an email address.
Thinking about it.
And then there you go.
Look at that.
So
Boom.
So I'm just making sure that, because it's still not pulling from every API that I needed to. So I've got on my journal over here, I've got like the architecture of the trading game plan app, and then the architecture of the AI newsletter logic. Like what does the newsletter logic look like? Because this has been like a consistently big pain in the ass. So I mean, it's definitely gotten a lot better, and it continues to get better. But each one of these sections, like, this isn't exactly like for all the RWA stuff, or for like commodities, or for stocks, or for bonds. Like, you don't give a fuck about on-chain flows for stocks. You care about like earnings, and for bonds,
or like earnings reports.
Yeah, and if you got bonds on your watch list, like, you don't care about necessarily like, the flows for, DeFi flows. You care about like, what's going on with macroeconomic data that'll impact your bonds.
Is there like any websites where they compile like quarterly earnings reports?
There's a lot of them. So I'm actually like maybe
we should have a link for that. Add that to the list of tools or something.
It's going to be in
the newsletter.
Yeah, in the newsletter. So the final version, I need the newsletter for me. Like, I need, like, this is selfish. I'm building this being selfish as fuck. Okay, because like,
well, dude, obviously it's a pain point. If it's something that that you need and you want, and it's something that I was trying to build when I was doing it manually. Because there's value in compiled data and in compiled news, because a lot of people's time is very valuable and very limited. So they don't have time to spend an hour or two going to all the different sites and reading all the different news. They just kind of read it in a nice little package.
That's
to where
exactly
they can
right.
Wake up, drink their morning coffee, scroll through it, and be like, "This is what the fuck is going on in the market."
Exactly.
This is the 30,000 foot view. If I choose to zoom in on something, I can. If I don't need to, I won't.
And so that's exactly right. And like, I need that for myself, because otherwise you'll just get stuck like, like scrolling X or some shit. And like, you're only going to see the same type of posts. You're not really going to see anything like,
it's a time suck.
Yeah. Sometimes you can doom scroll on there. Sometimes, it's just like, so this is the one of the data inputs for the trading thing, the trading game plan thing. I think I'm going to call it something else, but so it needs all this information, and this gets pulled twice a day, and then it needs a bunch of other stuff, which I'm going to work on over the weekend. But yeah, dude, like, it's starting to come together a little bit. It really is. And so the newsletter, there's a $1 trial of the newsletter for sure. You can try it out for $1. But for the the my trading game plan, yep, there you go.
Twice daily briefs on your watch list. Start with a $1 trial. For just $1,
$1,
you can save the chip.
$3.50.
$3.50. You can trade the chip.
Yeah. No, lock that sponsor. Yeah, give that lock that sponsor $3.50.
Could I buy a $3.50 on you, the Miss Locksmith sponsor?
But I mean, just imagine, like, once this is all done, man, it's so valuable to have like a brief delivered to you twice a day that you look forward to, because it's so fucking good that like you need that information. Like, if you're gonna use the trading game plan to build your trading style and your trading account, you need data. You need to be up on your P's and Q's and know what's going on in the markets, all markets.
You look at the Bloomberg terminal. People pay tens of thousands of dollars for that shit.
I know.
And it gets you the data like immediately, milliseconds.
Yeah.
But I mean, like this is one of the things that I think is sexy as shit.
It looks amazing, dude.
Is the Intel library.
Yeah,
like,
it does.
This is so valuable. And the fact that we just give it away, that's like so awesome, dude.
I see Scotty D's asking, I use G Cloud, Google.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, but I mean, just, that people can just pop in here and, we've done, if they're wanting to research a project, the tokenomics and the pain points it's addressing, where is it at currently as far as, adoption and network usage? Is it generating revenue? Like that checklist that we're talking about building. This is, what has educated me on, value capture.
I think that checklist is a great idea, bro.
Yeah.
That checklist is a really good idea. I don't know what the metrics would be, though. See, that's always been kind of a challenge.
You know what? This Sunday, maybe we'll have that as one of our talking points, and me, you, and Jeff can just if we're assessing a project and, if it's something that we want to invest in, what are the, the key metrics, or the KPIs that we want to, use, and obviously one of them is going to be value capture, the token value capture. Another one's going to be, actual network adoption. How much fees does it generate, or revenue does it generate? What is the tokenomics or the mechanics that connect the token, with the profitability of the company, that value capture. So yeah, I think that, we could probably, build out a nice little checklist of, that people can just go down and say, does it tick this box? And then after it's all said and done, maybe there's like a point value that says, this is what it scores. It's a medium risk, high risk, or low risk.
Absolutely. So are you familiar, you guys, with discounted cash flow stuff for valuing stocks?
No.
So stocks are valued based on cash flows, future cash flows, discounted to the present. That's how you get a price. And so there's all these different metrics around that, like price to sales,
that would be smart.
Price to earnings.
Dude, run our own on these projects using that model. That would be fucking badass, dude.
We can just come up with our own set of metrics that we literally, because that way, if we've got quantifiable metrics,
a real valuation.
Yeah, because then you can be like, okay, well, this project, is really expensive compared to this project. Why is that? And you can compare them on an apples to apples basis.
Yeah. I think that would be valuable. And then with those data points, there's actually there's a lot of really cool ways that we could have it to where it, used those data points to extrapolate, other data, other, different aspects of these products that, that you're building out.
So I'm just thinking I remember last April when ETH started pumping, not this past April this year, but 2025 April, when ETH, hit that low at 1350 and then it pumped up to 5,000 basically.
Yeah.
I started doing, because I was listening to Tom Lee and he's talking about, it's going to the moon. Don't you worry. It's going to
don't you fret.
$64,000. Don't you know? It's fuck Tom Lee, bro. Fuck. So it rallies to 5K. And when it's getting up there, I started thinking well, if I run a discounted cash flow analysis on Ethereum, what would that tell me the price should be? And it told me the price should be $20. So
oh my God.
Yeah, dude.
Actually, David, you know what?
So I was like, how do you value these things?
Well, David, no guarantee, but I actually know he's a really old friend of mine. He's one of the head people at Adobe in charge of their analytics team. So he's like a savant, how you are with investing. He is with databases. So basically compiling data and stuff like that. but I can talk to him and potentially, when we get to the point later on, build out a back end database that compiled all these tools that you're building out to to come up with dashboards and things like that, where people could log onto the website and basically like all of it would compile onto one dashboard, almost like the newsletter compiles all the news and the pricing and all that sort of stuff.
So speaking of the newsletter, I ran an audit on what I've built so far to figure out like what's broken, like what, because Cursor sometimes like you tell it to do something and it'll be like, "Oh, you got it, master. I'll be right there, master. I'll get it done real quick."
It will do what you said. It will say that it did what you told it to do, but it didn't, and it changed a bunch of stuff that you didn't tell it to change.
Yeah, and so like that's why I like to use different models to like go back and forth. So I'll use Gemini 3.5 to like check Cursor's work. And so I just ran an audit on what I had, been working on today. And this is what it comes back with, a gap report. Okay. So the node newsletter V2 pipeline, great. Top 5 gaps. Okay, not great. But what are those gaps? Okay, well, the Forex data doesn't fucking display anywhere. The Fred data, this is like macro stuff, doesn't like actually get into the report. The whatever this doesn't even populate. This data module isn't even wired. Like this doesn't do anything. There's all this other broken shit. You take a look at the vendor catalog for all the APIs. Okay, I'm using CoinGecko and these APIs here, and scroll down, there's a bunch more, and then this stuff is just straight up broken. And like
don't mind that little guy there.
And then like the macro data that it pulls in doesn't render properly, so anything that's macro wise doesn't even show up. And then data lineage section by section gets lost, and then like the asset coverage matrix, crypto, equities, ETFs, international stuff, Forex, commodities, bonds, and rates. And it's like most of this stuff is not actually tracked, even though it says it is. And so like, so it just basically gave me an audit of everything that's broken. And so now I can go back and forth with this audit. Like I am not an engineer. I don't write code, but like I can figure out an architecture, like to make something work, right? So yeah, man, now that I've got this architecture of it and I know like what's broken, now I can go back and I can be like, hey, fix all of these, like, all of these holes, all of these gaps, build a plan to fix them all. And then I can just go, literally, bro, this is what it's going to take. Like all day tomorrow, maybe like 12 hours, just going back and forth all day. And eventually it'll get to the point where it works, So yeah, this thing is one of the foundational elements for the trading game plan thing. So yeah, bro, this is what I'm doing. And I think it's going to be awesome for all of us.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. No, I would love to have something like that. Cause I mean, like me, I'm not a TA guy. I don't fucking, know all that shit, but there's a lot of times where, like when I initially heard the news about Zcash and when I saw the meltdown by, Charles, and I'm like, I should put a short in on these. And I didn't. And, it'd be cool to have an agent to where I could be like, hey, there's some shit going on. What do you see? Or this is what I'm thinking of doing. So I'm thinking about putting a short in. This is the project. This is the why. Whatever. And it could be like, oh yeah, no, historically, usually, this. And it could give me a rundown and freaking let me know, if it'd be a good move or not. Because yeah, no, I'd say I'm always very apprehensive when it comes to trading, just because I have no clue what I'm doing. Not to the point to where I feel like that. I should be putting the real money in it.
Well, yeah. I mean, the whole point of this game plan app is that anyone who isn't a trader, if you have like a super duper quant trader that you can talk to about all your stuff and it watches all your trades and sees everything that you do and remembers everything you do, then it can basically, like, as long as you don't deviate, then, it can help you, make money. So that's what it's for.
I like it.
Yeah.
Well, oh shit. Yeah, we're like freaking like 40 minutes over time. That's all right. We're talking some good, we're talking some good shit.
Good stuff. I want to do that like ranking the protocols thing.
Yeah.
That's because that's super cool, man. No one's done that, no one's figured out how to actually value these things. Like all we do is watch these videos about tokenomics and stuff, and like most of the tokenomics are bullshit.
Yeah.
So basically this is what I got. So I got a page on the website, for the hyperlinks to, the websites that we use like for analytics and things like that. We got a project, grade and checklist. So like, basically what you're talking about where, basically we'll go through, and when we do these deep dives, we'll each give it, and then,
He froze.
Yeah.
And then so the project grade is, we talked about that. And then the checklist. So basically, some kind of checklist to go down. And, basically, after you check each of them off, then it will give you like a score of if it's low, medium, or high risk, based off the tokenomics and, the different KPIs. So,
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
I got them written down. So,
yeah, no, it's going to be awesome, man.
All righty. And I'm my tasking tonight is to start getting together a list of websites.
Oh yeah, all the tools. Yeah, like all the most frequently used tools.
So each of you, if you have any that you want me to include, throw them in Slack, and I'll add them.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah, I use DeFi Llama for the most part.
Yeah, I think a lot of them, that I'm gonna come up with are ones that you do too, like DeFi Llama, RWA.xyz, Glassnode, the usual, the usual suspects.
Coin Glass, stuff like that.
Yeah, Coin Glass.
Cool, man.
Exactly. All right. Well, we appreciate you all. And if you found us entertaining, if you found it useful, if you thought we were full of shit, whatever, but you liked what you listened to, if you could go to the bottom, hit the thumbs up, give us a like, give us a follow, a subscribe, and share out the stream. We greatly appreciate it. We're just trying to freaking make your journey through crypto and DeFi just a little less painful by either entertaining you or educating you. So thank you, David. Thank you, Jeff. Until next time,
Sure.
Veteran Crypto out.
Peace
out.